Maria, can you guys see?
Okay.
Yeah. Let me get the condo F budget up while we're waiting. So
Hi,
we
how are you?
good. Okay, so we can hear you now.
Hi, Jamie.
So we can start the meeting because we have a quorum.
Okay.
So you want to call the
I'll
meeting
call the meeting to order.
2:32 p.m.
Yep.
Right. Calling the meeting to order at 2:32 p.m. for condo F. Perfect. All right. So there were some changes to the master budget at the final review at the last meeting for the master. And the
I have a quick question. Are those notes going to be sent out? I was on it, but I was kind of dealing with a client issue, so I wasn't able to be fully engaged.
yes, absolutely. It's actually going to just be posted on the website
Okay.
for the association. And that was one thing I forgot to mention to them. We created generic Gmail email addresses for the boards, for the heads of each board, that gave us free data storage for like YouTube because the state wants us to upload these videos for the
Okay.
meetings
Right.
as well as the minutes. So we'll upload the minutes in the system, but as far as the video for the actual meetings, they'll be on YouTube because if we put them directly on the website, we would have to increase the amount of data storage, which would have been a financial impact.
Sure. Okay.
Why do that when you could do it for free?
Okay.
So, 328.25. So the master contribution went down by 328.25. And so that's the last change. You guys are looking at an $1,100 a month savings. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can look at it together over this year's budget. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Whenever we can save money.
And the biggest contributor is insurance, and it's nice to see
Right.
the tide of insurance increasing changes is maybe finally
Right. It's
rested and
coming
going in a
down.
good direction.
Right. So you guys would have had an even
I
bigger
will
savings. Huh?
also confirm that's, I was just going to say, I'll also confirm like across the market that's happening. So we are falling in line with where that is from the market.
Right.
Okay, great. Do you, excuse me, where do you see that in the coming years, Jamie? Any sense?
I It should continue to trend down. I think this is like one of the softer markets that we've seen in the past couple of years. I focus more on the employee benefit side, so everything I see is coming from my colleagues. So as we get closer to renewal, I can definitely reach out to them and ask for their expectations.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So the actual the policy for your general liability and hurricane was even more of a savings. But what ate up your savings is the fact that we had to add flood insurance last year
Right.
unexpectedly. And
Yeah.
so we budgeted for a certain number and then the flood went up even a little bit more. That's the only thing that's trended up. Luckily, it's not as big as your wind policy. So even though it did go up a bit, it didn't go up so much that it increased or took away from your savings overall from the other side. And the other,
Definitely need a second set of eyes if you ever want another opinion. I'm more than happy just to have one of my colleagues take a look, and without approaching the market as their broker or anything, I'm more than happy just to have them make sure it
Yeah.
looks like we're in a good position.
Great.
Right. Yeah, we do. Because we switched brokers this year, and the broker that we got was super aggressive. Super aggressive.
Yeah, as
So
they should be.
right. So we were everyone was happy with the results.
Yeah.
It's disappointing the flood went up when we had our record rainfall a couple of years ago and we had no
I think they're making
flood
up for
damage.
that.
Are they?
Oh, well, you guys are making up, but other areas did, and that's how FEMA works.
Okay.
Peter is paying for Paul.
You're right.
At the end of the day, when the federal
I'm
government,
really, really interested to see, because since the government's been shut down, we haven't been able to bind any flood coverage since it's been shut down.
whoa, we're
So
lucky
I'm
we
really
got it.
curious to see what that's going to do to the market.
Oh, don't say that. Oh God. Well, lucky we're good until September next year.
Yeah, I think hopefully it should level out, but
By then.
I know it's been interesting from their perspective.
Wow. So that impacted people trying to buy for the last what, 30 days plus?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. The other main change besides, yeah, we had like a 2000 increase at the master level, but we spoke on that on Monday, which mainly impacted was the water treatment plant and the cost of water overall. Then the reserves. The reserve went up by 7,900 because we're putting back the money that we spent for concrete repair that was never a part of the budget. As you can see over here, when we're looking for painting, we only had $44,000, and we know that it was closer to 100 with the concrete. That was something that was never a part of it. We didn't adjust the cost of paint now that we know it's going to include concrete,
Right.
because you're going to have to do that structural integrity reserve study, which is going to update that already. So we figured since they're going to do it, it's going to make a change for 2027. We'll leave it as is so we can see what the impact will be once they're done and just recognize it all at once.
Okay.
So that was the reasoning behind that.
Okay.
The only thing that we didn't add in here is the costs of the reserve study. Now, one association did decide to go with the less expensive offer to do the reserve study, which was with Tally. That was the name of the company, Tally Engineering, I believe. Tally Engineering. They proposed doing condo F reserve study for 1,500, whereas Sedgwick, the previous provider, was proposing doing condo F for 5,700.
Oh my gosh, that's a significant difference.
Right. So the number one factor, which you heard Bill speak on, is that Tally Engineering is related to an existing board member in the currently for the association. And since he's a family member, he said that he would just do it at a cost rate. However, Bill brought up some items, which I'm sure
I overheard that.
you listened to,
Okay.
that maybe change how you view that. Some viewed it as, okay, great, it's a sweetheart deal. We can use that savings to our advantage. But I don't know. There's questions that were raised in the last meeting that I don't know. But I can tell you that one sub did already vote to go with them to just do their
With the
inspection.
tally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think as long as, they meet the requirements for what the reserve study needs to be.
Why not?
And it's fully disclosed and transparent and whatever they need to sign for, to make people aware of that.
Right.
I don't.
It
have
needed
issue
to
with
be
it.
disclosed in writing, so I'm gonna make sure that they come back and put that in a letter and send it out again with you guys before you guys sign off on it. So if you guys do want to vote to go with them at a later time or whatever, we can add the cost of that to your budget now so that you know where the money's coming from when it's time to pay them, because we have to do this report at the latest at the beginning of 2026,
Okay.
because no matter who's doing the report, the reports normally take a couple of months, 3, maybe 4 months to get back. And we need to have this report back by June, July at the absolute latest, because we start the budget process all over again at that point. And we need to know if there's going to be changes to your reserves. We need to know ahead of time.
Is that something we would do today?
You can. So after you decide on whether you would like to add that amount to your budget now,
Mhm.
in preparation for next year, you guys can make a motion to add to your agenda today, the vote to add a vendor, to select a vendor for the reserves.
And that would be consistent with what
And
other
that'll be
units are doing.
Yep, and they'll make that motion to add that to the agenda to select a vendor, and then you can make a motion to go with either vendor.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so do you want to add in the cost of 1,500, 5,700? What do you feel?
Well, I guess, again, I'm always like to be consistent,
Mhm.
unless there's some reason to be different.
Right.
But in this case, yeah, I mean, would you want me to make a motion right now?
Oh, you know what? It's not a motion. You
Oh,
can just add that in.
Okay, well, yeah, I think it makes sense to add that.
Add in the
Based
cost.
on what
Right.
how you've explained it. I don't know
Right.
why we wouldn't do it this time.
So we're going to add in the 1,500. because that's what I'm assuming you're going to go with.
That's what we're gonna go.
The
Yeah.
more cost-effective one.
Yeah.
Right, that's pretty much been everyone. If they're doing what the state requires, that's all. Whether who you use to do the repairs, if there's any, is up to the board, and that's a totally separate matter.
Hopefully, after what we
They're
just done, that we won't have the need for
That's the
much
part.
of anything for a few
Exactly.
years.
You shouldn't have
Should
to.
be pretty good shape. Yeah.
And that's the other reason too, why I know Bill was saying we had to do it at the end of the year.
Right.
We can't. We're in the middle of doing everything.
Right. Right.
What is they can't inspect it because they really don't know what the final results of the product is going to be.
Right.
So, yeah. All right. So now let me go ahead and make that change here. All right, so then it changes it from an $1,100 savings to a $300 increase.
Okay.
And so that's a $1 and a $2 increase over what you're currently paying. I don't know if you guys can manage this.
Yeah.
So that's the change.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be your change. You're gonna have a $1 or a $2 increase
Right.
for next year.
What
Please
the
don't
heck?
feel
I'm
bad.
getting $2.
I'm sorry. Okay, so if you'd like to make a motion to approve the budget as amended.
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve the budget as amended.
Okay, so Wendell made the motion
I'll
and
second it.
Jamie, thank you. Wendell made the motion, Jamie second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, okay, so the motion passed, the budget is approved. Budget, all right, so that's done. Okay, so if you would like to make a motion to add to the agenda today, to select a vendor.
Okay.
For the
Yes.
start.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to add to the agenda to select a vendor for the what do we call it? Reserve study.
Yep, for the
Okay.
SIRS, Special Integrity, Structural Integrity Reserve Study, SIRS.
Integrity
Reserve
study.
And
Okay.
Jamie, do you second?
I do.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we add that to the budget, to the agenda for today. So now I'm going to stop sharing this. This is done. Your budget is finalized and approved, so I can close that. What we're going to now move to is sharing the screen for tally. So you could see the two, this one, and yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so this is tally engineering. Please submit a proposal. So for condo F, our price to perform the structural inspection provided inspection for the phase shall be 1,500 for you guys. And again, we'll go back to them and confirm everything. We have already confirmed that this is for both buildings or all three buildings. I think you have three buildings
We have
in F.
three. Yeah.
Yep, in F.
500 a building or
Per
something.
building. The report is supposed to be identical to the report that you got from Sedgwick when we did the reserve study, but they're going to have additional components since it's now structural involved. So it's going to be a lot more intensive, especially when it comes to components like the roof and the building itself.
Okay.
You guys can make a decision on which vendor you would like to go with.
So I'd make a motion to accept
Tally.
Tally Engineering.
Okay.
I second it.
All right. So Windows selects Tally. Okay. And you second it. So the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
All righty. And that's it.
Unless there's any new business or anything, any other things anybody wants to bring up, we can open it up.
General discussion. Anybody else have anything you'd like to add? Say.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay.
All righty.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining Maria and Alejandro.
Oh, Alejandro's a board member too. I
Right.
didn't even I'm sorry. I just realized
Oh, yeah.
you auto joined while I was sharing the screen. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Oh, actually, there is one more thing that we could discuss.
Okay.
Your annual meeting. So the state, because the state keeps coming up with new updates every July. It's like once a year, they're changing stuff for condos. They were saying that going forward, not only are all meetings now in person, that's why we started this since July. We went from doing Zoom only. That the annual meeting, that board members have to appear in person for the
Okay.
annual meeting.
Okay. Both for a master and the,
No, this is only condos.
oh, okay.
Master can do everything online. You never have to meet again in person
Okay.
for a master. It's condos only. One of the other board members had some information that they got that they said it could be a hybrid, meaning like if some of the board members are present, like if you showed up and then your fellow board members are just only available online, that would be acceptable. I can confirm that.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
not sure.
And if that works, I can always be available to go up in person.
Okay.
And I can be there in person. I for whatever reason this one wasn't on my calendar, but with enough notice, I mean, I work from home part of the time, work in the office. So if I have time to coordinate, happy to come in person as long as my schedule allows.
That's awesome. So then if that's the case, then you guys sound like you're pretty good and
Yeah,
flexible.
no, that's fine. Too bad we can't meet on site somewhere,
right.
like in the old schoolhouse.
The old schoolhouse would have been, was what I heard used to
I
be
think
the
people would be
spot.
more, if they could just walk to the meeting, it'd be
Maybe
a lot
with the
easier.
new owners, who knows? Well, the other thing would be, we need 60 days notice to send the notices out. So if you guys want to meet, we have to have the annual meeting by April, the end of April, because we have to update the state registry before May 1st. So if you guys know when you would like to do your annual meeting, January, February, we try to do the subs. In this instances, the subs would go first because the president of the subs are the master. So we can't have a master board meeting without the
Okay.
subs happening first. So whenever you guys, if you want to throw out a date now,
Let's just throw out a date. When do we typically do it in January?
we try to do it in January. If not, we could do it in February because a lot of the subs now are pushing it back because they're trying to fly in. Because I have some boards where there's nobody physically
Okay,
here.
okay.
So the master is not going to happen probably until March.
Okay. I mean, it makes no difference to me.
Do you
And
guys?
whatever is in line with the other subs, or
Mhm.
if Jamie or if Alejandro have anything to suggest, I'm okay with anything.
I'm good at the end of January or end of February.
End of February. Okay, end of January, end of February, because we need 60 days advance to send out the notices. That's
Okay.
the other thing. So then if you want to do February, that might be okay. What do you have a particular day or week in mind, Alejandro?
Let me just look at my calendar real quick. I can tell you. So for me, it'd be the week of the 23rd to 27th.
Okay, annual meeting the 23rd to 27th. Okay,
That's the end of February. So, because before that I'm away. So if I need to be in person, I
that's
won't.
fine.
Yeah.
And
That
for me,
works.
the back half of the week would work better for me that week than the front half. I may
Okay.
be traveling the front half.
Let me look at my,
23rd or
okay, hang on. So let me look at my calendar real quick to see what day of the week. Yeah.
so like the 26th or 27th.
That's what I'm good. Yeah, okay. So the 26th or the 27th. So the 26th, because 27th is a Friday.
Right. Okay.
So the 26th would work for you?
Yep,
Yes.
I can make that work.
Okay, so then it's going to be the 26th. 26th. So the 26th. Lunchtime okay or later?
Like an early, like a 4 o'clock is probably better for me. I may have a lunch meeting. Like that's kind of
Okay.
where.
4 p.m. Okay.
Yeah, I can make that work.
Looks like that we got really specific. That's great. We
I'm-
can do this. The 26th at
Excellent.
4 p.m. Now we have an exact date and time.
Okay.
We can go ahead and start putting you together your notices to go out.
Okay. Is there a location or?
It will be here at the library. The library is right down the street from the condo. I don't know if you're on site or not.
The library?
It's on Broward Boulevard in Southeast 100th Avenue. It's right off of Broward Boulevard. It's one block
Oh, okay.
south
Okay.
of, yeah, Broward, off of Broward Boulevard. Okay? And we'll send, the address is also in the notice too. The address is also in the notice.
Oh,
Okay?
okay. Very good.
All right. So that's it. I'll send this to you to sign, but I'm gonna get that notice of disclosure about being related out first,
Sure.
and then you sign afterwards.
Okay.
And then that's it for the tally portion.
Okay, very
All
good.
right, so if you guys had nothing else, you can adjourn your meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, it's
I'll
2:52.
second it.
Thank you. All right, thank you guys for your participation.
Yep. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Appreciate it.
All
Okay,
right,
have a good one.
you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.